गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभा जय यशोधनन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यशोधनन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी राधमाधवा जय कुञ्जविहारी जय राधमाधवा जय कुञ्ज हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev Gurudev जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद् पेचन अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की श्री गुरु परंपरा की सद्गोस्वामी वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की आनंदकुड़ी वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की संवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की गंगा में यमुना में तुलसी भक्ति देवी की मायापुर नवदीप वृंदावन जगन्नाथपुरी मधुरा द्वारका धाम की गंधराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की गंधराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्रील गुरुदेव की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavidinaishtiki. Hare Krishna, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, text number 51. So last verse of the chapter. Tado vayaṁ mat-pramukhā yad-arthe. Tado vayaṁ mat-pramukhā yad-arthe. Babhūvimātman karavāma kimte. Babhūvimātman karavāma kimte. Tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā. Tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā. Deva kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām. Deva kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām. Tado vayaṁ mat-pramukhā yad-arthe. babhūvimātman karavāma kim te tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā deva kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām tato vayaṁ yad-pramukhā yad-arthe babhūvimātman karavāma kim te tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā deva kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām tato vayaṁ yad-pramukhā yad-arthe babhūvimātman karavāma tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā deva kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām tato vayaṁ mat-pramukhā yad-arthe babhūvimātman karavāma kim te tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām tato vayaṁ mat-pramukhā yad-arthe babhūvimātman karavāma kim te tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā deva kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām tato vayaṁ mat-pramukhā yad-arthe babhūvimātman karavāma kim te tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā deva kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām tato vayaṁ mat-pramukhā yad-arthe babhūvimātman karavāma kim te tvam na sva-cakṣuḥ paridehi śaktyā deva kriyā-arthe yad-anugrahāṇām. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation, please repeat. O Supreme Self, please give us, who are created in the beginning from the mahat-tattva, the total cosmic energy, your kind directions on how we shall act. Kindly award us your perfect knowledge and potency so that we can render you service in the different departments of subsequent creation. The purport: the Lord creates this material world and impregnates the material energy with the living entities who will act in the material world. All these actions have a divine plan behind them. The plan is to give conditioned souls who so desire a chance to enjoy sense gratification. But there is another plan beginning the creation to help living entities to realize that they are created for the transcendental sense gratification of the Lord, not for their individual sense gratification. This is the constitutional position of the living entities. The Lord is one without a second, and He expands Himself into many for His transcendental pleasure. All the expansions, the Vishnu tattvas, the Jiva tattvas and Shakti tattvas, the personality of Godhead, the living entities, the different potential energies, are different offshoots from the same one Supreme Lord. The Jiva tattvas are separated expansions of Vishnu tattvas, although there are potential differences between them. They are all meant for transcendental sense gratification of the Supreme Lord. Some of the Jivas, however, wanted to lord it over material nature in imitation of the lordship of the personality of Godhead. Regarding when and why such propensities overcame the pure living entities, it can only be explained that Jiva tattvas have infinitesimal independence, and that due to misuse of this independence, some of the living entities have become implicated in the conditions of cosmic creation, are therefore called Nitya Baddhas, or eternally conditioned souls. The expansions of the Vedic wisdom are also give the Nitya Baddhas, the conditioned living entities, a chance to improve, and those who take advantage of such transcendental knowledge gradually regain their lost consciousness of rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. The demigods are amongst the conditioned souls who have developed this pure consciousness of service to the Lord, but who at the same time continue to desire to lord it over material energy. Such mixed consciousness puts the conditioned soul in the position of managing the affairs of the creation. The demigods are entrusted leaders of the conditioned souls. As some of the old prisoners in the government jails are entrusted with some responsible work of prison management, so the demigods are improved conditioned souls acting as representatives of the Lord in the material creation. Such demigods are devotees of the Lord in the material world. And when completely free from all material desire to lord it over material energy, they become pure devotees and have no desire but to serve the Lord. Therefore, any living entity who desires a position in the material world may desire so in the service of the Lord, and may seek power and intelligence from the Lord, as exemplified by the demigods. In this particular verse, one cannot do anything unless he is enlightened and empowered by the Lord. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Mattagasmiti jnanam upoganam cha. All recollections, knowledge, etc., as well as all forgetfulness are engineered by the Lord, who is sitting within the heart of everyone. The intelligent man seeks the help of the Lord. The Lord helps the sincere devotees engaged in His multifarious services. The demigods are entrusted by the Lord to create different species of living entities according to their past deeds. They are herein asking the favor of the Lord for the intelligence and power to carry out their task. Similarly, any conditioned soul may also engage in the service of the Lord under the guidance of an expert spiritual master, and thus gradually become freed from entanglement of material existence. The spiritual master is the manifested representative of the Lord, and anyone who puts himself under the guidance of spiritual master acts accordingly. It's said to be acting in terms of buddhi yoga, as explained in Bhagavad Gita 2.41. Devasayatmiga buddhir ekeha guru nandana bagushaka hi anantascha buddhayor avyavasayinam. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purpose of 3rd canto, 5th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Vidura's Talks with Maitreya. Om Tat Sat. Om Agdhyānātimirāndasya Jnānanjana Shalakaya Sakshashurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vācālam Pangulangāye Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatharinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishvaram. Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhupayevacha patithanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. So I like to offer my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. So I seek blessings of all the all the assembled Vaishnavas. So this is the last sloka of this chapter. So we know the storyline in the whole 5th chapter. Actually, the Vidura Maitreya Samvad started in this chapter, because previously the 3 chapters, the Vidura and the Uddhava conversation. So now Uddhava directed Vidura to Maitreya, and then Maitreya Muni and Vidura Samvad is happening now. So basically, like the discussion is about Sarga, the primary creation by the Lord. So, and then if you understand the Srishti Leela of the Lord, maybe you can remember the previous verses, how like beginning no one was there, only Lord was there, and then Lord impregnates all the jivas into total material energy, and how total material energy got transformed by the influence of Kala Shakti, and by the influence of different collective swabhava of all the jivas, by the influence of collective karma of all the jivas. So the total material energy, which was in the equilibrium state, that is called pradhana, it got agitated, and mahat-tattva was created. And then from mahat-tattva was predominantly in the mode of sattva and rajas, because it involves kriyā-shakti and jnana-shakti. And then how mahat-tattva, by the influence of time, by the influence of external energy, and the Lord's supervision. So these 3 things are common in all the steps. In all the steps of transformation, these 3 things are common. Influence of time, influence of external energy, and the Lord's supervision. So by the influence of the time, mahat-tattva transforms into ahankar. Ahankar is predominantly in the mode of ignorance, false ego. So false ego was created, and then false ego, it has, so false ego have 3 aspects: jnana shakti, kriya shakti, dravya shakti. So jnana shakti is the sattva-guna ahankar, that is called vaikharika, and kriya shakti is rajoguna ahankar, means ahankar in the mode of passion, that is kriya shakti, that is called taijiyasa. And dravya shakti, so that is the sattva-gun in the tamogun. So tamogun ahankar, so that is dravya shakti. So these 3 aspects were there. And then how from sattva-guna ahankar the sense devadas were created. So now sense devadas offering a prayer. So you can imagine the situation. Brahmaji was not created till now. So all the living entities were created. Actually, before the Brahmaji, living entities were created already, but they were in unmanifest stage. So Brahma acts as an instrument, so in the hands of Krishna. So therefore, like in the 2nd canto, Brahmaji says to Narada Muni, I simply recreate whatever created by Lord. I simply recreate. Actually, there is no credit for me. So then, that time, when Brahmaji creates, all the jivas comes into manifest state. But all the jivas were created by the Lord in the beginning itself. Sense devadas were created before the appearance of Brahmaji. So then sense devadas offering a prayer. So you can imagine this is the first prayer in the whole of universe, in the creation. Immediately after the creation, sense devadas offering a prayer. So this is the first prayer of this universe. And then you can imagine the sense devadas does not have senses. Although they are called sense devadas, they don't possess the body till now. They don't have a body. They don't have senses. Then you may question how they are offering a prayer. Because senses were not created. Because from Rajoguna Ahankar only senses were created. Because these, the sense devadas came from Sattva-guna Ahankar. After Sattva-guna Ahankar, then Rajoguna Ahankar. The senses were created after the creation of sense devadas. So sense devadas were senseless. Sense devadas were senseless. Then you can question how sense devadas can offer a prayer. They don't have mouth. They don't have any senses. So it's explained by Srila Vishwanath Thakur. So as soon as the sense devatas were created, immediately they felt, they felt subordination to the supreme authority. They felt they expressed their dependence on the supreme authority. So they are not depending on their personal endeavor. So they are completely dependent on the Supreme Lord, the Creator, etc., etc. So by seeing that attitude, sincere service attitude, so by the inconceivable potency of the Lord, only for that moment, Lord gave senses. Only during the particular moment, the Lord gave senses to sense devatas by the inconceivable potency of the Lord. So by seeing the sincere service attitude. So therefore sense devatas are offering a prayer. So because it's mentioned in the previous verse, means the 38th verse, they are actually direct expansions of Vishnu. They are vibhutis of Lord Vishnu, direct expansions of Lord Vishnu. It's mentioned. So of course they are separated expansions. So they are jiva tattva. So separated expansions, but they are very powerful. So the preceding deity of the senses. So the preceding deity of the senses were created before the creation of the senses. So if you look at if you summarize, because today this is the last sloka, maybe we can recollect, we can have an overview of all the prayers maybe for next 5-10 minutes. So initially the first 5 slokas, actually they are glorifying. So the prayer, in any prayer there is a standard format. So sense devatas also follow the standard format. So they offer glorifications. So initially 5 slokas, actually they glorify particularly the Lord's lotus feet. They glorify so much. If we take shelter at the Lord's lotus feet, what are the benefits we are going to get? So they offer prayers like that. So in the first sloka they say how they compare the Lord's lotus feet as umbrella. How umbrella is protecting from rain. Similarly, the lotus feet, taking shelter of lotus feet can protect everyone from suffering threefold material miseries. So umbrella can protect us from rain. Similarly, lotus feet can protect us from threefold material miseries. And the second sloka, they offered a prayer. And then you may wonder, you may ask question again. Umbrella was not created. How the sense devatas came to know the umbrella? Umbrella was not created. And they are comparing an analogy, they are giving analogy about umbrella. They don't have a knowledge of umbrella. So the Lord gives remembrance. So the Lord gives remembrance. Okay, in the previous creation, the same sense devatas, they had a previous experience from the previous creation. So the Lord gave remembrance. So the Lord is only going to give mattagasmiti jnanam poganam. So Lord is going to give remembrance, forgetfulness. If you want to remember, Lord will give remembrance. If you want to forget, then the Lord will give forgetfulness. So accordingly, all the facilities Lord will arrange. Because the sense is very sincere, they want to remember. Therefore, Krishna awarded remembrance. And then the second sloka, if we take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, and then because to overcome miseries, it's impossible to overcome miseries on our own. So therefore we need to take shelter at the lotus feet. So if we take shelter at the lotus feet, and then we may receive transcendental knowledge. By the transcendental knowledge, we'll come to know we are spirit soul, we are not this body. Spirit soul doesn't get affected by birth, death, old age, disease, or threefold miseries, etc., etc. So we'll get transcendental knowledge. So first sloka is umbrella from miseries. Second sloka is we'll get transcendental knowledge. So the third prayer is a very famous prayer. Margandiyate mugapatma nidai chandas suparnai rishayo vivikte yasyagamarshoda saritvaraya padam tirtha padam prapanna. So it's a famous sloka. Margandiyate mugapatma nidai chandas suparnai rishayo vivikte yasyagamarshoda saritvaraya padam tirtha padam prapanna. So they are explaining about all the great sages. All the great sages, although they wander here and there, finally they will come to their hanker to see the lotus face. So that's compared to the nest. How the birds, although they are wandering whole day, finally at the end of the day, they will come to their resting place. That is nest. So the lotus face is compared to nest. The sages are compared to birds. So how, and they also take shelter. Actually, they go and take bath in the Ganges because they know very well that this Ganges water emanated from the lotus feet of the Lord. So by taking shelter of the Ganges, actually they take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. So, and then so everyone can vanquish their sinful reactions. So whatever they have committed in the previous lives, sinful reactions committed in millions of lifetimes, that can be nullified. So completely reactions can be eradicated by taking shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. So that's the third prayer. And fourth prayer is just hearing the glories of the Lord's lotus feet from devotees, we will get knowledge and detachment. So knowledge and detachment we will get. And then fifth prayer. So, and then if we take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, and then that will give, that will award remembrance and courage. So remembrance and awarding remembrance and courage to the devotees. So Lord has assumed many incarnations previously. So by so many incarnations, Lord actually inspired devotees. Lord gave pleasure to the devotees. So like that. So these are the first five prayers. Actually they glorifying about the lotus feet of the Lord. So umbrella, miseries, and what else? Knowledge. And then transcendental knowledge one will get. And then vanquishes all sinful reactions, and knowledge and detachment. And fifth sloka, last, courage, remembrance and courage. So these are the five glories of the Lord's lotus feet. And in the second section, and they offer a prayer. So who are all eligible? Who are all eligible to take shelter at the Lord's lotus feet? And who are all not eligible? First they share, first they offer a prayer. Actually these people are, the following people are not eligible to take shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. Who are they? Those who live in the mamaham concept. Janasya mohoyam aham mamedi. Those who live in I, me, mine concept. In the basically bodily concept of life. They are not eligible candidates to take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. That is another sixth sloka. And seventh sloka is there. If they are totally engrossed in sinful activities, in sense gratification, if they are totally engrossed in sense gratification, and they are repeatedly committing offenses to the Lord and devotees, those people cannot take shelter of the Lord. The offenders and excessive sense gratifiers, they cannot take shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. That is the seventh sloka, seventh prayer. So the eighth prayer, they offered a prayer. Then who are all eligible candidates? Those who have excessive eagerness to hear Krishna Katha. Those who have excessive eagerness to hear Krishna Katha, they are the eligible candidate to take shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. So, Panena deva kada sudaya pravridya buddhya visada sayaye vairagya saram pradilabhya bodham yad-arthe akunta dishnyam. So this is a famous sloka. That is the eighth prayer. Panena deva kada sudhaya. Those who show excessive eagerness in hearing the glories of the Lord. Kada sudhaya pravritya bhaktya visada sayaye. So they will achieve so many things. What they will achieve? Vairagya saram. They will achieve the final purport of the renunciation. The final purport of the renunciation. They will achieve perfection in renunciation. Vairagya saram pradilabhya bodham. They will achieve spiritual intelligence. Vairagya saram pradilabhya bodham. Yada, and what is the ultimate benefit? Yada jasan vyur. Yada anjasa. The anjasa word comes in the Bhagavatam many times. Anjasa. Anjasa means easily. That word comes many times in Bhagavatam. Anjasa. Yada anjasa vyur akunta drishniyam. Akunta means Vaikunta. Akunta. Kunta means anxiety. Akunta means no anxiety. Finally, they will surely achieve spiritual world. Spiritual world is completely free of anxieties. So these three benefits, main three benefits they will get. Those who have excessive eagerness to hear Krishna Katha, so they will achieve the final purport of renunciation, they will achieve spiritual intelligence, and they will go back to Godhead, finally. So that's the 8th sloka. So and then, so 9th sloka, actually they compare how bhaktas, they are going in the wrong path. How the jnanis, they go in the, how bhaktas, they are going in the right path. How the devotees of the Lord, they are going in the right path. How jnanis, they are going in the wrong path. So they compare the jnanis, after doing hard endeavor, they are not going to get anything. So simply waste of time, waste of energy. So the only gain they will get, pain of hard labor. Then Vishnu Chakravarti refers the Brahmaji's prayers, sloka from Brahmaji's prayer. Shreya Shrutim Bhakti Mudashyate Vibho Klishyante Ye Kevala Bodha Labdaye Kleshamaso Kleshalaye Vasishyate Nanyat Yata Stulastu Sabagadinam. Then Brahmaji also compares. So Jnani's endeavor is like a beating an empty husk repeatedly. From the husk already grain is removed. So but the empty husk looks like the grain is inside. So they take the empty husk and repeatedly beat for hours of time. Nothing, they are not going to get even single grain. Already grain is removed by someone else. So that is like that. So the Jnani's endeavor is like that. They are not going to get anything. So only hard labor. So and then that is the sloka. That is 9th sloka. And then last 4 slokas, actually they offer a prayer for enlightenment and giving directions. So and then 48th sloka, they actually we meant for rendering service to you. We are meant for rendering service to you. Therefore, we want to do service. We cannot be inactive. Actually, we are so eager to do service. Therefore, please, and we are all the preceding deities and all the senses are their individual units. There is no cooperation between the preceding deities. So each preceding deity and each senses are separate. So like, can you please give directions? We cannot act cooperatively, concertedly for your pleasure. So therefore, so they are praying like that. And then the next 49th sloka, please enlighten us. So you can please explain the ways by which we can please you. So and then as demigods and living entities, we can live cooperatively. Living entities can perform some sacrifices, so we can get our share. So like that. So please enlighten number of ways. So living entities and devatas, so both of us can live peacefully. So for that, please enlighten us. And next 50th sloka, and then they are glorifying Lord. You are the origin of devatas. You are the original father. There's a yesterday's sloka. Actually, you impregnated the Maya Shakti. And then today's sloka again they are offering a prayer. Please kindly guide us. Please kindly give directions. Please kindly award your perfect knowledge, and please kindly empower us. Please kindly empower us so that we can render you some service. So this is the today's sloka. So if we look at the purport, okay. So if we practically apply this sloka in our day-to-day life, so we can take the example of all the devotees. So if we take Sankirtan devotees, book distribution devotees. So here we can find like how sense devadas, they are doing the same thing for so many times. So they know what to do, they know how to do. Although they know what to do and how to do, but still they pray to Lord. They show their dependency. We don't know anything, please empower us. We are not capable of doing anything. So please give directions, please empower us. Like this is the mode of the devotees. So the devotees, book distribution, for example, some expert book distribution devotees, like they know what to do, how to do. So how we can distribute books, how we can convince a person. They can go to some corporate and then they can they can meet the HRD person. So and then they can get the order for 3,000 books, 2,000 books, like that. They know how to do it. They have done it many times. But still, before doing book distribution, they'll offer a prayer. Ahankara vimūಢātmā kartāga midhi manyade. Prakriti kriyāmanāni gunai karmāni. Oh Lord, I am not the doer. I am just instrument. So I want to be your instrument. So I want to render service to the best of my capacity. So this is the prayer. This is the humble attitude. So how like different departments, you can take any service. The pujaris before entering the altar, like they offer their obeisances to spiritual master. They chant so many mantras, and then before dressing the Lord, they touch the lotus feet of the Lord. Then beg permission from the Lord, so to allow them to render service. And then at the end of the service, they chant aparadha sodana mantra. Please forgive all my offenses unknowingly committed. So like that. So humble. So this is a humble attitude. So we can find this humble attitude in all the acharyas. In all the devotees we can find this attitude. Even Krishnadasa Kaviraj Goswami, so he before writing Chaitanya Charitamrita, he begs blessings from all the devotees. Whether a junior devotee, whether a senior devotee, I seek blessings of all the devotees. So like this kind of attitude we can see in the acharyas also. So the devotees, so also if we have a prayerful mood, humble attitude, then we can survive in Krishna consciousness. So, and also Prabhupada has mentioned here, those who have mixed consciousness. I want to do service also, but I want to lord it over material nature also. I want some material facilities, or I want to experience some sense gratification. So if we have both mixed consciousness, then indirectly it's mentioned that so that person will become demigods. So that person will be awarded heavenly planets. So the demigods are devotees, but they have mixed consciousness. So we have to be very careful. So and then how demigods are compared to the senior, they are actually senior prisoners. They actually jail warden. Prabhupada compares them as a jail warden. So they are given responsibilities. So they are actually representatives of the Lord. And how the demigods, this is the difference between the attitude of the demigods and demons. The demigods and devotees, they always take shelter of the Lord. But the demons, they always depends on their own endeavor. They don't want, they are not bothering about Lord and taking shelter. Actually, the surrendering attitude never comes to demons. That's why we can refer the Samudra Mandan pastime, which is discussed in the 8th canto. Very beautiful sloka comes there. Evam sura ghana samadesha kala hetvarta karma madayo apipale vikalpa tatramadam suraghana palamanjasapur yatpada pangaja raja shrayana daitya. So beautiful sloka. Evam surasura ghana samadesha kala. The demigods and demons, they are at the same place. You can't say that when in the cricket match you can say that this is home pitch, so therefore victory is guaranteed. But that's a common pitch for both of them. For the demigods and demons, it's a common pitch. It's a common place. The place is the same for both of them. Samadesha kala. The time is the same. It's not like daytime match means we will be victorious, nighttime match means we may lose the game. Not like that. Same time for both of them. So the place is same, time is same. Samadesha kala. Hetu, the cause is the same. Hetu artha, the goal is the same. Karma, the endeavor is the same. So the endeavor is also the same. The effect, the amount of endeavor, because both of them are pulling the Mantara mountain, the Vasuki snake, and then they're churning the Mantara mountain in the milk ocean to derive the nectar. So deriving the nectar is their goal. So same place, same time, same cause, same goal, same endeavor. Although everything is same, who got the nectar finally? Who got the nectar finally? Demigods got nectar. Why? The reason is given. Tatramudam palamanja sapur. Who got the nectar? Demigods got. Because why? Because demigod took shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Because of this one reason. Because of this one reason only. And Tatramudam Suragana Palamanja Sapur. Suragana, the demigods, they take shelter. But the demons fail to take shelter. They are trying to depend on their own endeavor. Yatpada Pankaja Raja Shayanana Daitya. Daitya, the demons did not got nectar. So did not get nectar. So because they don't have a surrendering attitude. So then Devas is also expressing their surrendering attitude here. Okay, so and then Prabhupada also quotes many slokas here, Bhagavad Gita slokas. The Sarvasya Shagmati Shandi Vishto, Mattagasmiti Jnana Upagadam Cha, Vedi Sarve Raghami Vedyaga Vedanta Krit Vedavi Teva Chagam. So actually Krishna gives remembrance. Actually Krishna is very kind. Actually Srila Prabhupada also explains one of the purport, one kind of logic that's called the Suptodita Nyaya. Suptodita Nyaya. Suptodita Nyaya means like when we go to sleep, actually we forget everything. And in the next morning, again we remember. That is because of Krishna's mercy, actually. Imagine, so if you imagine situation, like we are living in Mayapur, maybe Pujari may be doing some deity service. And the next morning, if you forget everything, I'm a Pujari, I have to wake up the deity. If he forgets, what will happen? So then we may be born from some particular husband, we may be born from particular parents, we may be a wife of particular husband. The next morning we forget, what will happen? Everything will become chaos. And then people will forget their identity. And the people will forget their relationship with the husband and wife and parents, everything. So this remembrance given by Krishna, because during sleep we forget everything. Totally we forget everything. The next morning Krishna gives remembrance. This is because of the mercy of Krishna. And then people are engrossed in sense gratification. For them also Krishna is kind. Because they have so much sense gratification desires, but at the time of death, they forget everything. And the next birth, Krishna gives remembrance. In the previous life, you had this sense gratification desire, I am giving opportunity for you to fulfill your desire. So Krishna gives remembrance. And then again, at the end of Pralaya, or in the end of Brahma's daytime, so the living entities goes into unmanifest state, and then Brahma starts creation the next day morning. In the next morning of Brahmaji, maybe after so many kalpas, so many millions of years, till Krishna gives remembrance. In the previous kalpa, you had this sense gratification desires. Now I am giving opportunity for you. And after the Brahmas, even after the Brahma's lifetime, the next Brahma comes. Even during that time, Krishna gives remembrance. So Krishna is so kind. So he gives, even for the those who desirous of sense gratification, so Krishna is very kind to them. So he gives remembrance. So the remembrance, this is called the Suptodita Nyaya. So, and then he quotes sloka, he concludes, Srila Prabhupada concludes how Vivasahatma Buddhi Ekeha Gurunandana. Ekeha Kurunandana. So we have to be under the guidance of expert spiritual master. So if you are acting under the guidance of expert spiritual master, then gradually we become freed from entanglement of material existence. So because Prabhupada also many times explains the secret of success in spiritual life is to take shelter of the spiritual master. So when anyone takes shelter of the lotus feet of spiritual master, one can get all kinds of perfection in spiritual life. So and also in the first paragraph, Srila Prabhupada explained the purpose of creation. The purpose of creation is also explained in the 9th canto, 24th chapter, 58th sloka elaborately in the purport. 9.24.58. So purpose of creation, the main purpose of creation is not to give opportunity, not only to give opportunity to for the living entities to enjoy sense gratification. The main purpose is Krishna gives a chance to learn a lesson from this material world, and then Krishna gives various facilities so for the living entities to go back to Godhead. That is the main purpose of material creation. That's the main purpose of creation. So living entity can go back to spiritual world. So they can learn lesson, they can develop. So that's why the Pracheda is also offering a prayer. Namo Vishuddha Satvaya Hariye Harimedase Vasudevaya Krishnaya Prabhave Sarva Sattvatam. So Lord is also like constantly contemplating on how I can reclaim the conditioned souls. Lord is having more anxiety than the living entity actually. So that is the purpose of creation. So this is a small explanation of the sloka. Maybe, I don't know, time permits, maybe for next 2-3 minutes, maybe we can discuss about Chandan Yatra pastime. So in the Chandan Yatra pastime, you all know the Chandan Yatra pastime, Madhavendra Puri, how he was so, Krishna came in the dream of Madhavendra Puri 3 times, and Gopal from Vrindavan, he ordered Madhavendra Puri, my body is like experiencing scorching heat because so long time I was in the bush. So can you please go to Puri and then get some chandan for me? Actually, you can, if you understand the life of Madhavendra Puri, Madhavendra Puri never used to beg. Whenever he is hungry, he will never go and beg for food from anyone. Whatever he receives automatically by someone, he accepts. But he never go and beg alms. I am very hungry, can you please give grain? He never begged. But Krishna ordered now. So for the Krishna's sake, so he took trouble of traveling thousands of miles to Puri, all the way from Vrindavan to Puri. So he took trouble of begging alms. He never begged alms for his personal self. But he was ready to beg alms for the Lord. Can you please give chandan? Can you please give chandan? Like that. So much chandan he got, and so much weight is mentioned, 32 pounds. 32 pounds of chandan, and then 8 ounces of camphor. Alone, single-handedly carried all the way. At least while going, empty hand he went. While coming back, so much hard trouble. So, and then also there is the government check post. The province, the check post is there. So one particular province, he cannot enter into another province. So then Madhavendra Puri took trouble of meeting all the government officials in Puri. So he got all the documents. Generally we write to whomsoever it may concern. This article is not for any selling purpose. This article is meant for the service purpose, for temple worship, like that. So he received the documents also. He took trouble to receive the documents, and then he was showing the document to the government officials in the check post. So crossing the border. So that's called government confiscation. So, and then he was passing through the Mlecha Desha. He was passing through the Mlecha Desas. So it's actually full of thieves and Muslims. Then in spite of, everyone will have fear. Muslims may attack, thieves may attack. So, but in spite of all those fear, so Madhavendra Puri went ahead. So for the sake of Lord's service. So, so many impediments, so many challenges, so many inconveniences. So how just because Like Gopal also, he tested the intense love. There's one sloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 4. Gopal actually tested intense love for Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri passed the examination. It's mentioned by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. Can you imagine? Madhavendra Puri was tested. Madhavendra Puri was at such a level, very advanced Vaishnava. He was tested by the Lord. He was tested. What to speak of our condition? He was tested by the Lord, and then he passed the exam. There was examination for him also. Madhavendra Puri also had to go through examination. He passed the test. So he took so much trouble, hard labor and so much weight and long distance travel and so many impediments, personal inconveniences, and then government problem and financial problem. He doesn't have any single paisa. Like on the way, he doesn't have any packet money. Nothing. Nothing he has. Somebody gives some food, he may accept. That's all. He never begs alms for his own purpose. He never had any single money also. Single paisa also he does not have any. So, like in spite of all these problems and inconveniences and challenges, he is determined. He is determined to render service to the Lord. And then since he passed the exam, and then Gopal ji again came in the dream. Okay, Gopinath, Kirchor Gopinath finally reached Remuna, which is maybe even today, even in the train, it takes 5 hours from Puri to Balasore. So, and then you can imagine walking how much time it will take. So he reached Remuna, and then Lord saw that, okay, you already passed the test, now you don't have to take the Chandan to Vrindavan. So myself and Gopinath are not different. So please stay there for 21 days. You please see that the pujaris are applying this Chandan every day without fail to the Gopinath's body. So yes, so this is a lesson we can get from the Chandan Yatra. So in spite of so many inconveniences, challenges and impediments, so if we receive the order from spiritual master or Krishna or from senior devotees, we must somehow or other, we must try to fulfill that order. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. 7:58 now. So any comments, any one comment or one question? Chandan Yatra Maha Mahotsava ki, Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki. If at all you have. Otherwise we can go for taking blissful darshan. Hare Krishna. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.